back to JD Fantasy Football. This is David Lamson. Hey guys, week 1 is done. Let's do our counseling session for your lows. Let's celebrate your highs. We are in the fantasy football season. Jordan, how are you today after week 1?
Low. Trying to be high. Low. It was not a great week for my team. But one thing that we'll kind of go over, throughout the year is not overreacting. Don't do what I did and instantly go and try to trade your whole team away to try to get a brand new team after week 1. Okay. I didn't successfully do it, but there were some decisions now that were later on in the week and not after the initial feeling that I was like, okay, well, I'm kind of glad that didn't happen. That didn't go down the way it should have gone, or that it could have gone down. So,
well, it's, as a Packers fan, week 1 went absolutely wonderfully. And as a fantasy owner, it felt good to beat you this week, Jordan. I'm not going to lie. It felt good to beat the pants off of you.
Well, it's okay. I don't feel too bad. It was a rough game for all my players, really, down the list. But if you looked at the first half of 10, if you would have looked at about 12 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, I was looking real good.
Okay. Well, I mean, definitely some good players on your team that just underperformed. So we're going to go through just a few start situations in our league this week. Let's start out with Daniel and his Finkel Einhorn. Gosh, Daniel just has to be happy with the snap share that Ashton Jeanty is getting for him. I know he had a real close one this week, but for a rookie to step in and take that role in the Pete Carroll offense, I am loving Ashton Jeanty for him this week.
I do. Only problem for me seeing is the Chargers defense is a tough team, is a tough defense to play against. I know he's projected for 18 points on ESPN, but even last week against Patriots, who's probably equally as tough, but they were missing, Christian Gonzalez on that cornerback position. But he was, he's 19 carries, which is amazing. 38 yards is not what you particularly want to see in that situation, though. It doesn't look like it was as productive, about 2 yards a carry for Ashton Jeanty. But I mean, he's a rookie. It's his first game. They're going to get better. So I think he does have a lot of upside coming into this week. Maybe not this week. I'm not favoring him as a game breaker this week, only for the mere fact that I think the Chargers defense looks so good. But I think in the future he could be a real cowbell with the type of carries that he's getting on that team.
Well, I like that. We had a fun conversation about Aaron Jones watching that Vikings game on Sunday night. You're not as sold on Aaron Jones being a starter for them. Why is that?
That is why I grabbed Jordan Mason in the draft. It's because I think that Jordan Mason can essentially take over as the running back of that team, right? I think Aaron Jones could easily become, like the change of pace back, right? With Jordan Mason. I like having Jordan Mason because, in those 3 to 5 yard situations, red zone situations, it seems like they trust him to be the gritty running back. We kind of talked before the show about JJ McCarthy maybe still in some of that, but I didn't see a lot of design plays to scare me completely away from it. Now, will JJ McCarthy still get some run? Absolutely. He'll take some of them. I think that's going to be given with anybody who can use their legs as a quarterback, but does it scare me enough that I'm still not more Jordan Mason than I am Aaron Jones? I mean, only time will tell, but I think Aaron Jones didn't look very efficient when he was running the ball. I mean, he did get the catches out there, but only 2 more catches than Jordan Mason. I mean, he had 4 targets, which is great, but it's not anything that's what I'm trying to be a part of, rather than, and especially where you took him, right? Aaron Jones went pretty early in the draft, right? It was a 5th round pick for Finkel to get Aaron Jones as his second running back. For me, I think I got, let's see here. I got him at about, just quick second here.
Jordan Mason.
I got him in the 10th round. So double the round difference. Jordan Mason, I mean, I think he's going to take over this. Honestly, I think they trust him to be the runner of this team. 15 carries. He averaged 4.5 yards per carry in that game. And it was still a harder team to run on when you think about Aaron Jones, probably averaged like 2 yards a carry throughout that time. So
I think that's why I think Aaron Jones was the original plan, but it was obvious that he wasn't having the pop that Mason was having, and he was replaced pretty quickly. That might be the story going forward.
Yeah. So it'd be interesting though. Like, right? Like, is this a Jordan? This could go one of two ways, right? This could be the old guy slowly phasing out of this offense and Jordan Mason taking over, or this turns into a Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery situation, depending on how high they can score, how good this offense ends up being. I think they would love for it to be that. And in that case, I kind of want Aaron Jones. But I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs got 10 receptions 10 targets last week, 10 receptions, something like that. Where Aaron Jones was at 3 for like 36 yards. Now, so there's still a long ways to go for it to get to that point. JJ McCarthy can run, and knowing that he can run, less likely for running backs to get the ball passed to them. Same thing with like Justin Fields and everything like that. It's just statistically running quarterbacks will just run it rather than trying to pass it down to their running backs.
Well, speaking of running backs, looking at your wife's team there, I mean, Christian McCaffrey looks like he is back to being Christian McCaffrey. That is a good sign for her.
Yeah. The sad thing about Christian McCaffrey is he's coming off an injury where he played a year where he played 4 games and an injury. So I think he didn't I didn't think he looked at his prime, but even not looking at his prime, he still scored her 23.2 points. So
absolutely,
it only gets better. 9 receptions for 73 yards, 22 carries for 69 yards. You know, some of those break off for big plays, and it's 100-yard running back game or running game and 67 yards passing. And that's the old McCaffrey. That's why you drafted the number 1 last year, is for those type of numbers.
Yeah, I'm still stashing Brian Robinson Jr. just in case McCaffrey tears a hammy or pulls something, right? Takes a game off,
which we know can happen.
Yeah, absolutely. But he's also got to be happy about DeAndre Swift. He carried every single ball, it's felt like, for the Bears. He is their bell cow. She's got to be happy about that.
Absolutely. 17 carries in that game, 53 yards. It wasn't the most efficient game for him, but once again, Minnesota to me is still a top 5 defense in the league. They're a really good defense. I think they came off a little slow, but they adjusted, and it showed in the second half where Caleb Williams, outside of the first 10 passes of the game, looked like Caleb Williams for the rest of the game. So they did affect him for a lot of that. So it's hard to tell, but I mean, he's getting the carries. He still got 3 receptions as well, which if you're getting 17 carries, I think this is kind of a different situation from Aaron Jones. 3 receptions, great, if you're also adding in 17 carries as a running back, right? So it's not like he's solely relying on it. He's going to get in the end zone when they're in those situations. He does kind of get the Caleb Williams effect, right? He runs a touchdown in instead of giving it to DeAndre Swift. Yeah. But that changes into a DeAndre Swift running touchdown, and it's another totally different week for DeAndre, and he gets 15, 16 points as your second running back, which you cannot complain about at all.
Not at all. Any other, just looking at her rosters, any other concerns? No concerns about Joe Burrow, right? He's still the guy.
My confidence level's at a 9. Everyone knows the Bengals start off slow, right? First half didn't look horrible. Second half looked absolutely awful. One thing we could take out of that game is the Browns defense did look really good. I mean, to take it all away from that, just Joe Burrow being Joe Burrow, it's a pretty decent defense, but I'm still not worried about it. I think their defense did look better, but once again, it was against Joe Flacco and Sampson and Judy and Tillman, right? Like it's not the most dominant offense in the thing. So I still think there could be some real gunslinger games that come out. As a Chase Brown owner, I'm hopeful that it becomes a run game. But so Joe Burrow, I think, is doing fine. The only thing I'd switch on her team, I would probably take out Jalen Waddle and I put in Keenan Allen. I really liked what Keenan Allen is, and it showed in that game that they might be switching to a more pass heavy offense. So I think he has a lot of value. I liked him anyways. I mean, he's only 2 years removed from being with Justin Herbert, where he was a top 2-3 receiver in the league. You wanted him at least a top 5 receiver in the league. So Lad McConkey is going to take a little bit, but I think that's also going to draw some attention off him.
Well, and you can't have any faith in that Miami offense. They looked like a complete disaster. Jalen Waddle, you cannot start him over Keenan Allen at this point.
Mm-hmm. I'm a Cowboys fan, right? But after what I saw week 1, I'm not starting Pickens because I didn't like what I saw.
That's actually interesting. I feel the exact opposite about George Pickens. I think that I think this not time to panic for him. I think that it was obvious that CeeDee Lamb is still his guy, and CeeDee Lamb catches a couple passes, maybe they win that game. But I still think George Pickens. I think he just got the Quinyon Mitchell treatment, and he's going to be effective other weeks. I mean, Quinyon Mitchell is easily our best video, one of our best videos last year. He has a huge effect. They essentially bracketed CeeDee Lamb and put Quinyon on Pickens. Pickens is going to break out against other teams. I don't know. I'd have some pause on panicking on him.
I don't know. I'm not panicking on him per se, but I do have Chris Olave, and Chris Olave had 13 targets on Sunday. So if you're asking me, who do you put in the next week? Saints team that's probably going to be down most of the game and have to throw the ball 46 times, and Chris Olave is getting 13 targets, or even though he's guarded a lot, the Cowboys have shown that they really want to press the run game this year too, and they like Javonte Williams.
They sure do.
So a lot less targets in those situations, especially against a Giants team where Russell Wilson looks absolutely trash.
Yes.
It could be a blowout. It could easily be a 14-0 lead, right? Where Javonte Williams is running the ball and they're trying to run a lot of clock because that's, essentially how they want to play it.
Let's look at the rest of your team here, Jordan. Let's see who else you got here. See, Kyler Murray was sick, so you didn't start him last week. He's active in your lineup right now. Going with Kyler over Trevor Lawrence this week.
Trevor Lawrence burned me once last week against the Panthers. So yeah, I'm gonna roll the die with good Kyler Murray. I mean, he's still a running quarterback. I think he was sick last week, so he still took 7 carries for 38 yards. One of those breaks up. He's quick, man. He is fast. Last year, he broke out for multiple 50+ yard running touchdowns. In our league, that's a game changer. That's +5. So, at least at bare minimum, a 16-point play. And so he always has that capability. So I'm a roll with him. I was a little worried about him being sick last week and it affecting. I didn't know exactly what his illness was. But if it's anything that has to do with, your stomach or, you get the flu, which is affecting, mucus and in your lungs and stuff like that. Like it's just, that's not the explosive player I was looking for. I was just hoping for Trevor Lawrence to have some, but Kyler Murray is my play this week. I think he does have a bounce back week. He is now playing the Carolina Panthers. So if I get burned by the Panthers twice and my quarterback goes for less than 17, 18 points, I got some real bad luck in quarterbacks.
Yeah, that's true. And you've doubled down. You've got Kyler Murray and Trey McBride. Now, you've been shopping Trey McBride like crazy. You're trying to get him off your roster for some reason.
No,
I think he had a bad week, but I think he can do some things.
He's going to be amazing. But that's the thing is that, like, if I could get value, I am under the impression that Kyle Pitts can be a good tight end, or at least a very usable tight end this year. I think Michael Penix likes him. He threw to him 7 times this game. He caught 5. Sure, they were short yardage, but I just think that he has some real value to himself. 12.9 points last week. That if I can get, some key pieces, people like James Conner, I think James Conner is still the man there, but Trey Benson is definitely taking a little bit of that work and looked a little explosive in that game. So, I'd rather, if I could get a Trey McBride for a pretty good running back, right? And I can trust in that more than I trust in James Conner. Um, then I could have him as my RB2 and have flex with the running back. And later in the season, that running back's going to be super valuable for people as people get injured and stuff. And so yeah, I was trying to get good value out of him because I trusted in Kyle Pitts enough that I think he will be a decent tight end.
Well, I think you're in for a good week because I've got a lot of question marks on Cameron Thompson's lineup, man. Just taking a quick look at that. I mean, Dalton Kincaid, he looks exactly like last year. I mean,
Yeah,
they
got bailed out with a touchdown.
Yeah, they got a touchdown early in the game, but as far as like snap percentage, I mean, he gets a lot of looks, but they're still running a lot of 2 tight end sets, and Dawson Knox is getting a lot of those looks. So I'm worried about Dalton Kincaid. We talked about it last week. Not worried about Puka. Alvin Kamara, he's gonna get everything done for New Orleans if they're gonna do anything. Obviously, you're hoping on Olave, but he's got Achane in there. Achane, he's gonna get looks, but that's a horrible offense to be in. I'm worried about Cam's team this week.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not as down as everybody is on Devon Achane. I
Okay.
think Devon Achane, he did play. I mean, if there's any bright spots for Miami, it's that Devon Achane did play 80 something percent of snaps when Tua was in the game outside of those last 9 that came in.
Yes.
So he played all the time. They still are using him as a pass catcher. Even though it was just 3 receptions and only 7 carries, they were blown out of this game early,
Mhm.
And so, if they make any sort of bounce back, it's going to be through Devon Achane, in my opinion. Who knows what happens to Tyreek Hill? I mean, he was seen on the bench cussing coaches out and stuff like that. So, I think Devon Achane's going to be the guy they run everything through, and I still think he has capabilities of being the player he was last year at the end of last year and the year before that we thought he would be,
It's interesting. I'm looking at JSN. I'm a not a JSN proponent, but he was the alpha there for Seattle, and they're going up against a Pittsburgh team that gave up a bunch of points to the Jets of all teams. Probably maybe a good week for JSN, do you think?
I think there's going to be lots of good weeks for JSN. I think he's a player that's not, I don't know. It's just weird. He's not a flashy guy. It's not someone that you see and you're like, hey, that's going to be a top 10, top 15 receiver in this league. But he just constantly proves us wrong. This guy constantly has good games. Last year, he was a key component in my wife's team in winning that championship. He scored multiple plus 20 weeks, and that was when he had DK Metcalf on his side, right? And it's obvious that Sam Darnold's looking for him, trying to throw it to him. He's used to throwing to like an alpha and Justin Jefferson from last year. So he's given him the ball a ton. I think Smith and Jigba looks pretty decent this year. I really hope that he doesn't put Dylan Sampson in for Devontae Smith.
That would be a mistake. He's got a couple of guys that I just feel like they're like the internet people they're loving right now. They're loving Dylan Sampson. They're loving Ollie Gordon. Obviously Spears, he was a preseason love, and now he's on the IR. But yeah, I feel like Cam was betting in the wrong direction here preseason.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, 8 receptions in a game is wild. Joe Flacco's not a running quarterback, so he is going to pass, but he will pass down the ball a lot. And so it just really depends on if Quentin Judkins gets any of these suspensions. When does he come in? I think he does probably eventually take it. But here's my thing: ride the wave. Quentin Judkins hasn't been in their really their facility for like all of the preseason. And so he's still got to get back into form, get back into the system. I think Dylan Sampson at least has 2-3 more weeks where he could possibly get you have some really good weeks with, especially receiving wise. And who knows, maybe Judkins becomes the running and Sampson's still the guy they want to throw to because they're having that trust in him.
But you're still not putting him in over Devontae Smith, the reliable.
I would. 100%.
You would put him in over Devontae Smith?
It's really going to be dependent. I mean, the Eagles proved in week 1 they're going to be exactly who we said they were going to be. I warned everybody. I mean, AJ Brown could very well go back to being, I think he's going to have weeks where he's AJ Brown. But this Eagles team wants to run. This Eagles team wants to run Saquon, run Jalen Hurts. It's just a run-heavy offense. And, I don't know. In my opinion, I just think that I don't trust a lot of the Eagles receivers, and it's not off their talent.
Man, that's so surprising. You say Dylan Sampson over Devontae Smith this week. I'm noting that. I'm watching that.
Note it.
Because I completely disagree, man.
We're all human beings. We can all make mistakes, and this could be the dumbest decision. Dylan Sampson could come out and get 0.5 points next week, and Devontae Smith could go for like 88 yards and 2 tutties.
Well, I made the mistake this week, and I didn't start Egbuka. So
what happened there, man?
Dude, I listened to advice from just one of our listeners. Honestly, a guy on the video, and he said
trust the.
He said stay away from the rookies, trust the reliable targets, and they did fine for me. Honestly, they did fine. But I left him and his 2 touchdowns there on my bench. I was very sad about it.
They did fine, but DJ Moore gave you 8, and you had 23.6 sitting on the bench. I mean, you could have had what is that, 15? You could have had easily a 126-point week, which is But I understand it, right? Rookie, you don't know what they're going to be. You don't know how they're going to come out and play, especially with Mike Evans on one side of the field still.
Right.
But man, he looked good.
He did look good. He's getting those end zone targets, which is why he's going to be in my lineup this week.
Absolutely.
You know who really came out was I was a little happy with Bucky Irving. I was happy that he still had Rachaad White healthy, and he took the majority of everything. And it looks like he's going to be their guy this year. I'm loving Bucky Irving, especially against Houston this week. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, those two, and then for you, Courtland Sutton, I told you before, if there's one thing Bo Nix knows how to do, it's throw the ball to Cortland Sutton. And
he does. Bo didn't even have that great of a game, and he still got Courtland Sutton his touches. I'm very happy.
Yeah, he's still obviously the top guy. 6 receptions for 9 targets. Like he'll take that all day, right? Like that's a good stat line for him, and especially where you take him in the draft, that's phenomenal, and he's easily could be a 2 touchdown type of guy.
So my question for this week is: do I start DJ Moore versus Detroit, who just got shredded by the Packers, or do I start Egbuka again against Houston? That's my question this week.
Tough.
Egbuka the rookie.
Houston's a tough defense, man. It's definitely like, here's the thing. I thought Emeka looked really good and has a lot of potential. But I also know that Atlanta's not a great defense when it comes to the passing. And so it's hard to dictate. I mean, personally, I've taken the gamble, but Houston does have a really good defense. I think Slater on that team is going to shadow Mike Evans, which could really open up some lanes for Emeka. But it's a completely different defense. But did I think that I trust DJ Moore right now? I think Caleb Williams still looks a little disconnected from him. I think he missed him on we talk a little bit different if he gets there was a pass down the left side that was wide open for DJ Moore for a touchdown, and he just overshot him. And so it's tough.
That's tough for me. And DJ Moore did take a big hit too at the end of that game. I thought he was going to get knocked out, but I
thought he was done. Yeah, he
Tough
came
dog out
back.
there. Tough dog.
So I would probably take the gamble on Amika personally, especially get as much as you can while Chris Godwin's out. Like, I don't think that Chris Godwin is going to completely nullify Amika, but
Right.
he's still going to take some targets away from him. So I'd ride this horse until it doesn't make sense anymore to do it.
Till those wheels come off.
Yeah.
All right, let's look at let's look at Caleb. I know Caleb listens. I know he's interested in what we say about his team, and he Jamar Chase, man. I mean,
Yeah, these are some of those weeks that you just kind of forget.
Jamar Chase.
Like these are those weeks where you just forget it. Jamar Chase is going to get it. Like, I think I saw a stat that he had in the first 2 games of the season last year. I think he had like 10 receptions for 78 yards. So not per game, total. So they are known to start off slow, and he still became the number 1 receiver last year, 100 points above the nearest receiver to him. So I still think that I'm not panicking on Jamar Chase quite yet. I think this is one of those weeks that you say, hey, they're slow starters. Let's get through it. You even got the win. That's the thing. You get the win. Jamar Chase gets 4.6 points and you get the win. That's fine. You can be patient for him.
Yeah, scary matchup, but I think his decision comes down to running back. Does he stick with Tony Pollard? Does he play Pacheco? He's that's a tough one.
Yeah. Tony Pollard looks good. And I only say that in the means of he got tons of carry. His backfield guy is still on reserve or is an injury reserve. So he's going to get all those carries for a lot. 18 carries. He got only 1 reception, but it was a one for 29 yards. So we'll see kind of how that goes. But I think he's a workhorse. And if they're not playing, once again, Denver, I think he has a lot better week than what he showed this week. So Isaiah Pacheco scares me. I don't think, I don't. He was only in on 51% of snaps in that game. There was way too much Kareem Hunt in that game. 5 carries for 25 yards, 2 reception for 3 yards. It's rough. And now Philadelphia, if Jalen Carter doesn't spit at Patrick Mahomes, is a pretty good run defense. Can be a good run defense.
Cowboys
ran all over him. I agree.
Just fine.
Yeah. But Jalen Carter's not in that middle, right? Like, there's a lot that Jalen Carter does bring to that defense.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't trust Isaiah Pacheco.
Okay.
I think he's going to be sharing too much time with Kareem Hunt. But do I put J.K. Dobbins in instead of him? Yes. I think so.
J.K. Dobbins scored 13 points and he got a touchdown. So you need him to score.
16 carries though.
Yeah.
And 2 receptions. So he was the guy. I think RJ Harvey did look good. He had that 50-yard run, but he wasn't the guy. I mean, you think about it, he had 6 carries and 1 reception. Now, he did go for 70 yards, which is great. But if you look back, if you take away that 150-yard run, it was 5 carries for 20 yards. So, yeah, I think J.K. Dobbins is the guy. The guy I really want him to play, though, is Deebo Samuels. I thought Deebo looked fantastic in that initial game. He definitely is looking like he could take over as a 1A or even a 1B to Terry McLaurin.
It's going to be an interesting Thursday night for fantasy football owners as they watch this Packers team go against the Washington Commanders, that high-powered offense, because that defense was suffocating against Detroit. Can they do the same thing against a really, really talented offensive team? It'll be interesting. It's in Green Bay. It's going to be Thursday night. Marquee matchup. The pressure's going to be on them. I'm looking forward to seeing my Packers just swallow Deebo up. Eat him up.
They could. I mean, they look amazing. So I mean, my opinion is that their defense did look really good, but I mean, Jaden Daniels is a better out of pocket rush runner slash passer on the run.
Right.
Jared Goff is a statue.
Statue.
He's just sitting there ready for if your defense if your offensive line isn't really good, you're just sitting there waiting for punishment to come at you, and the pressure got to him. So it'll be interesting to see how much Jaden Daniels could make a difference on his feet. And I still think he gets Debo Samuels involved. I mean, he got a running touchdown, right? Like they're playing him a little bit. I mean, he only got the one carry, so it's not like it was more of a wide receiver screen. So it's not like they're playing him exactly like he was at the 49ers, but I mean, he looked good. Even that run, you could see the bit of burst of speed and him getting it. He looked kind of a little bit more like his old self than he did on those last year in the San Francisco. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I'm excited for it. It's a great Thursday night game. I mean,
Skinny Debo. Let's see what he can
weirdly
do.
enough, first Thursday night's my team's, second Thursday night's your team. Who plays next Thursday? The Falcons,
Yeah. Just working our way down the line.
Yeah. So fun times. But yeah, I like Debo. I want to see Debo play over probably Travis Hunter. I mean, you can't sit Jamar Chase. You can't sit Lat McConkey.
Travis Hunter getting mostly, I think, what did he play? 70% of of the snaps, and then he was mostly in the slot.
Yeah, 6 receptions, 33 yards. So it's not like he got an abundance of yards, but he did get the receptions.
Yeah, I think he was out there a lot more than I thought he'd be on offense for sure.
Yeah, yeah, and he only played I think like 6 snaps as cornerback. So they're obviously focused on him as a receiver right now. Once again, I mean he was great, but I mean he had one more target than Brian Thomas Jr. He just caught 6 of them compared to 1.
Well, let's move over to Cam's team. Cam is up against Taylor this week. Speaking of the Falcons, old Cammy. He's got Brock Bowers, who did not look like Brock his first week. He's starting.
Don't think so?
How did Brock do?
I thought he looked really good before he went out. I mean, he only had 5 receptions for 103 yards, 8 targets. Just didn't get in the end zone, but still puts down 17.3 points. He still scored the highest of any tight end in the league.
Are you okay? I mean, he took him as a second round pick. So he took Saquon and then Brock. So I guess he did okay.
Yeah, I mean, he's still the number 1 guy. He still scored. If he wasn't playing Ryan last week, he probably beats 90% of the league.
He absolutely does. I don't know what Ryan. We'll talk about Ryan in a minute, but
yeah,
holy cow!
I like it. Saquon Barkley did look like Saquon Barkley, kind of. I mean, the only difference was the fourth quarter. He didn't do what he usually does in the fourth quarter and start running these guys over. I think the second half kind of looked a little scary for him. But I mean, he still put up 18.4 points. He looked good. He was he got a touchdown. So Saquon Barkley looks great. Baker Mayfield still looks great. Poor guy lost Xavier Worthy in the third play of the Friday night game. So it still put 132 down. So
yeah, he's got Quentin Johnson in there this week. I'm loving that. That is a waiver wire ad this week for whoever is out there. Quentin Johnson he looked really good for the Chargers. He looked fast, he looked explosive, and he was actually catching the ball, which he couldn't do last year.
Yeah, absolutely. It's crazy what his offseason will do for you. So I like Quentin Johnson. I think that's a good put in. It's kind of hard. I like Stephon Diggs, but I don't know how much his snap count's going to still. Because last week he was definitely limited to his snap count, getting back in shape, everything like that. So once he gets on the field full time, I think Stephon Diggs is going to be good. I don't think Drake May looked awful. I mean, he still threw for almost 300 yards. So, yeah, I think I still think that taking the chance on Quentin Johnson is still good. In the future, I think I'm playing Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, James Cook looked good. I mean, obviously they were in a lot of passing situations, and he dumped it down to Cook a number of times.
Oh yeah.
So you got to be happy about that if you're Cammy. But look, he's got his hands full with Taylor's team. Taylor's
Yeah.
team is very good. He could easily score 130, 140 points this week. Josh Jacobs, absolutely the guy in Green Bay. Jaden Daniels, electric. CeeDee Lamb got the majority of the target share. Javonte Williams looks amazing. Garrett Wilson surprised us. He looked amazing.
Mhm.
He's got a great lineup up and down. Taylor could win this league with this lineup.
Yeah, I mean, overall, a great setup. I mean, he kind of faltered towards the end of last week. I mean, not on his fault though. I mean, his whole team can score. He could score 150 points any given week with the way that his team plays, or his team is. Some of the things I do worry about only is how Kenneth Walker looked a little
That's
iffy.
what I was gonna ask you about. So Kenneth Walker, him and Charbonnet it was almost a 50-50 split between them, right?
Yeah, I think Charbonnet had a little bit of an edge on him.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, I mean, I think this is a case that the reason Detroit works, the reason that Jahmyr Gibbs and
Montgomery.
David Montgomery works is because that offense scored so much points and they were so
Right.
good. The Seattle team does not look like the team that's scoring a ton of points. So that's where this could be a case where Zach Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker just cancel each other out and make just do enough each, make the other one not almost. I mean, obviously, if that's your choice, you could start him, but it's not going to be an easy cut dry. Kenneth Walker is the one you put into this game.
So you're a Cowboys fan. You're not playing Pickens this week, and you say start Javonte Williams
Mhm.
over Kenneth Walker Jr.
Oh,
Or the third. Sorry,
absolutely.
Kenneth Walker the
Yeah,
third.
absolutely. I just think that there is a split backfield, but it's definitely didn't seem as much as it was. Like they seemed to trust Javonte Williams in this offense. Even though Miles Sanders did fumble it and he did play on those, I still think that they trust Javonte Williams. They like him. Once again, I've said it from the beginning. I'm not hopeful that he will, but when he was a rookie, he was super talented. He's another year off of an injury that
Mhm.
was, season ending. Uh, if he looks 90, 80% of what he used to look like, I think he becomes a pretty good, I mean, he's a pretty good back. So I think they like him. He proved himself last week to be good and not to prove why he
Absolutely.
shouldn't get the ball this week. I like Javonte Williams upside more than I like throwing the dice on, is it a Kenneth Walker touchdown or a Zach Charbonnet touchdown?
That's exactly right, and that's kinda sad for Jaden, Blue fans, right? Is it Jaden Blue?
Yeah. Yeah. He got hurt, so he still could carve out a role in this offense. But I think the job is to be lost by Javonte Williams, not that Jaden Blue will take Javonte Williams' job,
Well,
if
that's
that
that
makes sense.
he looked really good, and I was really surprised how they were able to run that ball against the Eagles. Obviously, the spitting incident affected that, but Taylor's team, fantastic.
Absolutely. Taylor's team does look great. I mean, Garrett Wilson was a surprise, right?
Oh my god.
Now, here's the other thing. It's going to be one of those things that like Justin Fields still can have games where he runs more. He has to make sure that Garrett Wilson is a priority in this offense, um, because I think there's still going to be some down games, but I think that he could definitely have plenty of games where he's like 7 for 95 and a touchdown, right? Like 200 or 22.5 points. If he does that, it's going to be hard to beat Tay.
Absolutely. Okay. Let's move on to the Slender Man, Josh Foote versus Ryan Lamson. Ryan ruined the draft. Okay. He came
Yeah.
in and he gutted the draft, and now we're all paying for it.
Yeah.
He took the number one. He's got the weakest bench in the league,
Mhm.
uh, but his starting lineup is insane.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even really hate his bench. I mean, Michael Pittman Jr. looked good. Look,
Yeah,
if
he
Daniel
started
Jones
Michael
can
Pittman last
continue.
week.
Yeah. And, Keon Coleman looked amazing
He did
last
look
week. Looked
good.
like Josh Allen's number one guy.
He
Jawan
did.
Jennings could be the number one receiver if he's not hurt. Dallas Goddard, not, 11 points as your backup tight end. So I think his team, you know what? I might take the strategy next year. That's how great it was, right? I might have to steal this strat. I mean, let's see how the rest of the year, right? Let's not overreact on week one. But I mean, Derrick Henry and Josh Allen alone gives you 60 points any given week. You're gonna win.
Derrick Henry looked absurd. Like he looked like he didn't take a minute off in the offseason. He was fast. He was, I mean, his fumble cost him that game most likely.
I mean,
But
you could argue that the defense cost them that game because they couldn't stop Josh Allen to save their lives. I mean,
right.
you shouldn't be worried about that fumble if you scored 40 points as an offense, right? You don't think the other team's going to score 41 points to beat you.
You can't give Josh Allen any sort of window, and that's what it
No.
did. But other than that, Derrick Henry looked amazing. He's
Oh, yeah.
obviously going to score. The tush push still effective. They used it several times in the game, in short yardage situations, and then the next play he breaks one and scores a touchdown. Like he's just amazing.
Yeah.
You think Cleveland will slow him down? Good defense.
They are good defense. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, he is looking good. He looks rejuvenated. He doesn't look like he's lost a step. Just looks phenomenal. I mean, Derrick Henry, it's got to be, he could do this any given week. 169 yards is insane amount of yards.
Oh
Do I think he's going to do that every week? No. I don't think he will do it every week. But I mean, it was a hard fought battle, and I think that he is a tank and can wear teams down, especially early in the season. Teams aren't as conditioned for the season as they could be, so he's going to run some teams down.
Yeah, I'm loving his lineup. Marvin Harrison Jr. got plenty of looks.
Yep.
He's looking like he's going to have a bounce back year. Zay Flowers even looked good. He looked like the number one guy in Baltimore. I was like, my goodness. What?
Brandon Aubrey. I mean, dude, I know he went super early on Brandon Aubrey.
He did. Dude, he took so many guys so early. I was like, my goodness, he's just he won the draft. He obviously won the draft.
Yeah. So we'll see. Once again, let's put our expectations, see what Josh Allen is known to go off, right? For 40 points every week, probably not. I think Derrick Henry can slow down. He doesn't get 34. Zay Flowers can definitely, I mean, he proved last year he could be really good, but I don't think every game he's going to take, I think it was like 30-40% of the targets. I mean, he had 174 yards, right? And I think Lamar Jackson had 209, right? I mean, do the math. I'm not going to do it off the top of my head. I'm not going to say I'm a mathematician here, but yeah, I mean, that is a crazy amount of, 143, 60 yards or 59 yards was not put into Zay Flowers. So
my goodness.
I mean, hopefully it happened for him. Hopefully that's all year long, but that's a hard number to sustain, especially when he has connections with Bateman. He has connections with Andrews. I think DeAndre Hopkins is still on that team. That one-handed catch from is DeAndre Hopkins, right? That was the catch.
That right after that, he got hit on the head by a fan, but that catch.
Yeah. Oh, it was, dude, just one-handed all the way at the top. Cap it, going. Oh, dude, it was beautiful to see.
Collinsworth
Textbook DeAndre Hopkins.
How big his hands were. Big hands.
Yeah, it was. Collinsworth cracks me up, dude. By far, no, not to be rude about him, but he's the least favorite guy I like to listen to when I have to listen to football, because
it's brutal, man.
I can't remember, like, there was a take about like, well, do they take the field goal or do they go for it in fourth down? It's like, when they're down by 10 points, they're gonna go for the field goal, like so they get the ball back. Like it's like the other guy's like it's obvious. He's like I think it was punting or something. I can't remember what it was, but essentially he was just like, maybe they go for on 4th and 4, and they're in field goal range, and the Bills are down, need 3 to win, and they're just like the other announcer's just like, no. I think you have to punt this. I don't know if you have a choice in this matter. So
Funny.
Sorry, little sidebar there.
Well, yeah, there was a little bit of criticism, like why hand it back to Josh Allen, but yeah, they were in field goal range. They had to punt that.
Yeah.
Yes. So give us some hope for Slenderman here against that packed lineup for Ryan.
Oh, well, let's go. I think 14 points, Travis Etienne. Personally, I think he looked amazing, looked great, and he's going to I think he can definitely. I mean, he dominated. They switched. They traded Tank Bigsby.
Yeah,
So he's
did.
obviously going to be. I mean, Tutton's still there, but I think he's obviously going to be the guy who's the main guy there.
Right.
So I think I like Travis Etienne, especially against Cincinnati. I think that he can run on that team. Kyron Williams, Bijan Robinson. This guy's got the best running backs in the league. If you count total, all 3 of these guys are workhorses for their teams and can score touchdowns. I mean, Bijan's definitely. I mean, it's hard to say. He's better than Derrick Henry, but I mean, with his passing capability, I mean, the guy went off for 100 receiving yards this game and a 50+ yard catch for a touchdown.
Yeah, it was amazing.
It was absolutely so. Yeah, the things that really worried me about him, Tyreek Hill really worries me right now.
Right.
Bo Nix, let's see, maybe he has a bounce back. I liked Bo Nix last year. I think he is a good player. But he had a really rough week, and Mark Andrews can't score 1.5 points for you to.
Let's do a start sit on this. Do you start Jerry Jeudy over Tyreek Hill this week?
I don't.
He's also got Jacoby Myers.
That's who I start right now. I would put Jacoby Myers over Tyreek Hill this week. Absolutely.
There's no reason to believe in that Dolphins offense outside of Achane. You got to go with Jacoby Myers. He got targets that first week.
Geno Smith is throwing the crap out of the ball. That's what he does. He threw for like 390 yards that game. Like he almost went for 400+ yards. I mean, Jacoby Myers gets 10. He obviously put himself back. Like even though I wanted to be traded, I'm still the alpha of this team. You're going to pass me the ball, right? Between him and Brock Bowers, those were the 2 people that got the ball a ton. So yeah, Jacoby Myers is, I think, a really good receiver, and I would probably play him over Tyreek Hill, especially this week. Tyreek has to prove it to me to go. So I think that is a mistake on his end. I would definitely play Jacoby Myers.
Yeah, Jacoby Myers, 10 targets, 97 yards, 8 receptions, 9.7 points. Just didn't get in the end zone, which I think he will. So I think. No.
But without getting in the end zone to score 17.7 points on a week, you are still in good shape. Like you get in the end zone on one of these plays and you have yourself a 24, 25 point week.
Let me pull him up here. Man. Yeah, I'm liking that. I'm liking that Jacoby Myers over.
I tried Tyreek. So hard to get both of them.
So that was your trade that you tried to get Jeudy and Myers?
No, I tried to get Myers and Etienne.
Oh, I
was trying to give him McBride, and I gave him a choice of Ridley or Pickens. Switch you those 2 for Etienne and Jacoby Myers. He didn't budge. I tried to even say like a straight swap. I'm like, you need a tight end, buddy. I got 1.5 from Mark Andrews,
Mark Andrews has to bounce back. There is no way that he can stay on that team and do that again. Like
I like Travis Etienne.
Absolutely useless.
Oh. This is the team why I am scapegoating tight ends. You can thank Josh for what I did or what I'm trying to do with getting as many tight ends as I possibly can. So when Mark Andrew falls again, now Kyle Pitts is Trey McBride and Juwan Johnson. They're going to look a little bit more enticing than they looked in week 1. So I'm really hoping for the downfalls of tight ends. And then they come to the tight end store. Let's shop around.
That's funny. That's good. So let's look at yours, man. Let's look at where you're at. Did we look at yours already?
I think so. Yeah, we did. I'm pretty
Okay.
sure.
Let's talk about Skippy then.
Yeah, Skippy.
Skip, league manager, league owner. I mean, he had a tough year last year. Does he bounce back this year?
Yeah, I think. I mean, he still lost, but I mean, his team showed a lot of promise, right? Jalen Hurts looked amazing running the ball as usual, pushes and everything. Jonathan Taylor looked like the guy until they were blowing the team out. Breece Hall looked amazing, looked a lot better than I've seen Breece Hall look all of last year. Braylon Allen didn't take as many. Now, here's the problem with Breece Hall for me. There was 3 running touchdowns in that game. He got none of them. Justin Fields got 2, and Braylon Allen got 1. So that's the scary part, but he did look efficient. He did look good. 19 carries is still a ton of carries, over 100 yards, 2 receptions. So, but yeah, Skip's team, I think they look good this week. I think he could steal a win from the Bears. I mean, the Bears only scored 60-something points. He's trusting on those rookie running backs we can go over later, but I think he has a chance. He is playing Krosky Merritt this week.
Bill.
Bill. He's putting in Bill. Big Bill. Scary. I get it. Still scares me to try to start him. But
who would you start over Bill? Because obviously Bill had a good week last week. Who would you start instead of him?
JJ McCarthy just went for 2 throwing touchdowns and a running touchdown in the 4th quarter once he figured some things out against that Bears team. Jameson Williams the Bears defense is not the Packers defense. I mean, I think the Lions can recover. Will they look like the old self as last year? Maybe not, but I think they can recover enough that Jameson Williams can still become a very valuable pick, right? I think if you don't have them constantly pressuring you and give that running game going, Detroit's going to be a play action type of team. That's how you have to play it with, someone like Jared Goff, who's kind of not a runner. So I think they could get back to it. I personally am playing Jameson Williams instead of Bill.
Okay.
But hey, I could definitely eat my words. He looked good last week.
Yeah, we talked about not wanting any part of the Jets offense coming into the year. In week 1, they made us look bad. So we'll see if that continues in week 2. Tyler Warren obviously had a fantastic week as a tight end. Skip's got to be very happy with how Tyler Warren looked. He was getting plenty of looks from how many did he get?
9 targets, 7 receptions for 76 yards. So he carried 11. The ball once for 3 yards. So
he got 15 points out of Tyler Warren. That is fantastic.
Without getting in the end zone too.
That
right?
is
like he
fantastic.
catches a touchdown. Yeah. So, but how much of that is this week will be really telling. They play Denver, who is an amazing defense.
Right.
So how much of what happened on the Colts offense is real and how much is we were playing Miami's Dolphins defense?
That's true.
Storm Duck's hurt. I bet you couldn't name me one cornerback on the Dolphins right now. They are not amazing. So it was a tough, but this week will really tell. We'll really be able to tell how good this Colts offense really is. Is Michael Pittman Jr. still usable? Is Daniel Jones become a real thing? But how much is it? I don't want to get trapped in Daniel Jones again, because last year I think he had like week 2 had a 30-point game for the Giants, and then the year before that he had a few weeks where he did really good. But then
So here's your start
go to
sit
8
of
to
the
4,
week,
5.
man. Here's your start sit: Tyler Warren or David Njoku.
I think I'm going with Tyler Warren. I mean, I'm going to ride the rookie. I don't know. I'm a heavy believer. It's like, I like David Njoku, but Fannin took a lot of work from David Njoku.
Right.
So if you're choosing between the two, I'm still taking Tyler Warren. I just think if they are for reals, he's going to be. Would I play Daniel Jones? No.
Okay.
I would play Tyler Warren though.
Okay. Tyler Warren projected to get 11.5 points in our league this week. So that's still a startable tight end for any team.
Yeah, it's more than David Njoku,
So they're projected 51-49%. So pretty much a toss up with the Bears. Any reason why the Bears can beat Skip this week?
I like the Bears. I think the Bears have a lot of potential, and they'll be good later in the season as these rookie running backs start taking, like Amari Hampton. Obviously, he's going to have the job. But Henderson actually got outsnapped by Ramondre Stevenson. So until New England says goodbye to Ramondre Stevenson, and I do think it happens, and I think when that happens, this team kind of upscales, right? The thing he has going for him is Malik Neighbors is eventually going to have Jackson Dart be his quarterback instead of the trash catapult that is right now. Nico Collins is going to have better games. So he looks scary. Yeah, sorry guys. I'm a Dallas fan, so I'm sorry.
Here's your start sit for the Bears. Are we going with Travion Henderson or RJ Harvey?
Oh, Travion Henderson for sure. I mean, I think he's a little bit more explosive. I think he still has like more of a 50-50 pick on touches. I think RJ Harvey is still kind of a little bit lower on that, with J.K. Dobbins, A, having a good game last week, and B, showing he was the primary runner on that team. So yeah, I kind of think Travion Henderson will be the one to start. But yeah, man, he has some growing to do as far as with everything.
Looks like he's got another problem with a split. Yeah, another split on his lineup with Charbonnet getting some touches taken away by Walker. I think as Walker gets more healthy, Charbonnet loses a few more touches. What do you think?
Yeah, I still would probably put in, personally, I think I'd still put in Golden as that.
As the flex
as his flex there. There's kind of some conversation for it. He's really waiting for Rashee Rice to get off of suspension. Till then, he's going to have some. But he's a team that can be really scary, I think, later on in the year. And he could still win. He's going to still get wins this week. I mean, do not get it wrong. I think just based off of having Malik Neighbors, Nico Collins, Drake May plays that bad Miami defense. So it's just going to be interesting to kind of see how it goes. But I think he could be a really scary team down the line. He's going to have some really close competition coming up. So it's about a 50-50, but I think there's still better weeks to come than what week 1 was for him.
I'm loving it, man.
Yeah.
We are in it.
Yeah, we are. I mean, it's so fun. I'm so happy to be back. Even with a loss last week, it was nice to actually be monitoring my loss.
I didn't feel amazing. I felt like you just had an off week. I feel like my team still has some stuff to figure out. But look, if I had one guy to target, and he's already off the board in our league, so I can't target him. But if I had one guy to target this week, I would add Hollywood Brown to my roster. I think over the next couple of weeks, Hollywood Brown is going to have a ton of targets, and he looks like the clear-cut wide receiver 1 for Pat Mahomes. That's fantasy gold for targets and volume. He's still available in a lot of leagues, but yeah, he's off the board in our league, so I can't grab him.
Yeah, Hollywood Brown's the number one pickup. I mean, he kind of took over that Xavier Worthy position once Xavier Worthy went out. I think he will be very good until Xavier Worthy and Rashee Rice gets back. And we'll see how it kind of goes from there. How does that split? But I think they for right now, I'd write, that's another one that's the number one target. He's gonna get, if he gets 13 targets every week, oh my lord, he's going to be a nasty pickup for somebody.
He should do fine until Taylor Swift's fiance runs him over. That he should do just fine.
Hey, Pat Mahomes had to do the dirty work last year. Okay. You had to take the ACL out of Rashee Rice. So, Kelsey's like, listen, anything you can do, I can do better. So I'm
Man,
snap this dude's shoulder. Dislocate this dude's shoulder.
That was a big man that just ran him over, and you could tell immediately he was down. It was bad.
Oh yeah, it's so funny that I saw this TikTok that was like the Chiefs or Kelsey having to make this sacrifice for their devil colt to get back into the Super Bowl, just like they did last year.
That's hilarious.
So yeah, crazy stuff. So yeah, this should be a good. I think there's going to be some good games this week. So I'm hoping to blow out Killacam. So I don't want it to be close this week. I don't want anything close. I want to be on the other side of this. And you're in a tight one with Caleb. You're in a tight one.
Yeah, I'm coming for you, Caleb. Don't worry about it. Don't text me either. Don't text me, Caleb. Don't be. Yeah, I'll be working this weekend, so I'll have to check it out.
Just watch that. He has Hollywood Brown, and he has him in, which is pretty phenomenal. Like, that is pretty great. So,
well, let's. We haven't had.
And he has Deebo Samuels.
Yeah,
Caleb, listen, bro. Let's talk. Okay. Listen, you need a tight end, buddy. Tucker Kraft, he can be good, but he's not going to be,
Tucker Kraft, he looked real good, man.
9 points, I'm just saying, Trey McBride might look a little bit better on that team, talk to me. Let's talk. Give me Deebo. I'll take Deebo off your hands here, bud.
It's a mess.
Sorry.
Trying to, I don't think I can find it. I've been playing our new. Did you watch the end of our TikTok videos?
Which one? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I like it.
Do you recognize the sound that I played?
Oh, yeah. Oh, well.
Whale Dumpster is back.
Yeah,
I don't know how long I'll ride. I don't know how long I'll ride that train, but I've enjoyed the Whale Dumpster so far this week.
Yeah, it's been fun. I loved it. It's a nice little funny kind of
little homage.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, I think we're done here. Do you want to hop over to TikTok and do a couple lives, or do you want to do that another night?
Let's possibly do it tonight. I might be down to do a little TikTok live tonight for sure.
Well, for the people on YouTube, we do have a couple people that listen. Feel free to hop in on our YouTube lives as well, our TikTok lives as well. And yeah, for this week, we'll see you next week. JD Fantasy Football.